we've talked about the pre-induction, we've talked about what I've been calling the primary induction, and now we're going to witness it and see how it works and move on here. So this is called an arm-raising induction. And there is both what we call an emotional arm-raising, which would be obviously with an emotional suggestible client, and we also have the physical arm-raising. So I'm going to show you the emotional arm-raising tonight. Okay? Good. So what I need someone who wants to come up and help me out. Okay? That's the first hand I saw. Come on, you can just come up maybe around the back here if you don't mind. There you go. Okay. You're Joan, is that right? Joanne, I'm sorry. How are you, Joanne? Good. Okay. So when I do a demonstration, I'm going to work with somebody, we're going to go through it, and then after we're done, we'll come back and we'll break it all down, okay? All right, good. So if you could just move that chair back a little bit for me, and then, I'm sorry, too far. Up a little more, and then right in against the desk. That's great. Okay, so your feet are flat on the floor. Bring your left arm up on the table. Just going to touch your hand for a minute. We're going to move it a little forward like this. Okay, good. All right, so we're just going to just check that. Okay, relax the hand right in that position, okay? Now, I'd like you to kind of turn and look in my direction a little bit. I'm going to ask you a few questions, and these questions give me some information about your suggestibility, how you learn, how you process information, okay? So there's no right or wrong answers. You just nod your head if it's yes, shake your head if it's no. If you're not sure, just kind of look at me. The eyes give us a lot of information. We'll move on, okay? Okay, good. All right. So, as a child, did you walk in your sleep? Okay. Growing up, were you able to express your feelings in your family system? Okay. You can make these up if you want to. Have you ever awakened from a dream and felt you couldn't move your body or speak? Okay, so just nod your head. Do you feel you're often more affected by the tone of voice or the body language than the words that were actually used? You're often more critical of yourself than perhaps you should have been in your life? If you're talking to someone about a fear, or if they start talking about a fear that you also experience in your life, as they talk about it, do you feel that fear coming up? No? Okay. Do you feel that you learn and comprehend better by seeing and reading than by hearing? Okay. If I had you imagine taking a slice of lemon and biting into that lemon, does your mouth kind of water? And yeah, okay. I can see it happening. Okay. Now, with your eyes closed, can you create a mental picture, an image? So if I had you think about a beautiful ocean scene, could you see a picture of that with your eyes closed? Okay. Okay, good. So what I'd like you to do is to look down at your left hand on the table. Just get a good image of your hand. And when you feel you have that image, just allow your eyes to close. Now nod your head if you can still imagine that hand in your mind's eye. Good. In a few moments, some physiologic changes are going to begin to take place. And as I point them out to you and you become aware of them, nod your head, okay? Now draw your attention into your breathing and notice how the breathing will begin to change. As you sense that change, perhaps that deepening, good. And as you focus on your eyes underneath your eyelids, you'll notice a little slight movement, kind of a fluttering. And there'll be a tendency to feel a bit of dryness in your lips and your mouth, a tendency to want to swallow. Okay? And then allow your attention to move into your left arm. Feel your elbow pressing comfortably against the table. And then you're drawing your attention down through the arm, through the wrist, into the left hand and the fingertips. And from the tips of the fingers, into the wrist, into the forearm, you notice that your hand begins to feel as if it's growing lighter and lighter. Lighter and lighter. Little pulling, little jerking motions, lighter and lighter. And you can feel your feet against the floor. Your right hand pressing down on your leg, but your left hand continues to begin to feel lighter and lighter. With every breath, there's that sense, that feeling of the hand, lighter and lighter. Little pulling and jerking motions. And you sense your breathing, and you feel with every breath that tendency for that hand to feel lighter and lighter. And you sense the breath perhaps deepening, the hand becoming lighter, feeling your feet against the floor, and the sense of the back against the chair, but that hand all the while growing lighter and lighter, little pulling, little jerking motions. And you feel that sense. Good. Become aware of that. Lighter and lighter. Little pulling, little jerking motions until you begin to feel kind of a little floating sensation. Lighter and lighter. Pulling and jerking. Kind of a floating, rising sensation now. That hand grows lighter and lighter. And feel the feet. The right hand pressing down. With every breath, that hand continues to want to now begin to lift and rise up off the table. The elbow presses down, but that hand wants to rise and lift. Kind of a lifting and rising. Lighter and lighter. Light as a feather. Lifting and rising, that's right. Lighter and lighter. Higher and higher now. Higher and higher. And when you begin to feel your left bicep muscle tightening, you'll nod your head. With every breath, that hand wants to draw upwards off the table. And just imagine that the hand and the face, that there was this kind of magnetic attraction between the two. And I'm not sure if it's more of the head being drawn to the hand or the hand to the head, but you feel this kind of lifting, rising attraction. Twisting, turning, upwards and inwards. Lighter and lighter. Lighter and lighter. Closer and closer. When that hand touches your face, you reach the peak of your suggestibility, the head coming down now, that magnetic attraction. Closer and closer. 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 Now, deep sleep. Each time deep sleep is suggested for the purpose of hypnosis, with your permission, allow yourself to enter quickly, calmly, and deeply to this depth, or even deeper. And you feel that hand, those fingers pressing against your cheek. That's right. And there's a tendency for them to press a little more firmly. A little more firmly. That's right. Now when I touch your wrist, we're going to release the hand from the face and just let it drop down the table. Just let it go. That's right. Now this deep sleep. Each time deep sleep is suggested for the purpose of hypnosis. With your permission, allow yourself to enter quickly, calmly, and deeply to this depth, or even deeper, or even deeper. Now we're going to use a count from 5 down to 0. Each number allows you to enter more deeply into this state. Each count now, each number. 5, just letting go. 4, deeper now. 3, 2, 1, and 0 is this deep sleep. Remember that each time I suggest deep sleep to you for the purpose of hypnosis, with your permission, you allow yourself to enter quickly, calmly, and deeply to this depth, or even deeper, or even deeper, or even deeper. Good. Now in a few moments, we're going to awaken you, and we'll use a count from 0 up to 5. And at 5, you'll awaken completely to a non-suggestible state. At 0, there's always this tendency to go a little deeper when we're in hypnosis. But at 1, you can allow yourself to begin to come up now. 2, more aware of the room around you. Coming up at 3 and 4 and at 5. Eyes are opening, wide awake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes open, wide awake. You see the glazing of the eyes, the kind of watery eyes there, right? Okay, now all of you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wide awake. Half the classes. Take me to your leader. So we're conditioning the subject here to become responsive to this idea, to you, to your voice, but mostly what we're doing is we're creating this association to these words deep sleep and the state we're creating here. We'll witness it and see how it works and move on here. So this is called an arm raising induction. And there is both what we call an emotional arm raising, which would be obviously with an emotional suggestible client, and we also... Come on, you can just come up maybe around the back here if you don't mind. There you go. Well, we've talked about the pre-induction, we've talked about what I've been calling the primary induction, and now we're going to... okay. You're Joan, is that right? Joanne, I'm sorry. How are you, Joanne? Good. Okay. So when I do a demonstration, I'm going to work with somebody, the physical arm raising. So I'm going to show you the emotional arm raising tonight. Okay? Good. So what I need someone who wants to come up and help me out. Okay? That's the first hand I saw.